All right, perfect. So again, welcome to UK Versity. In today's session, what we're going to go through, I have a quick presentation that I'm going to run you through. After that, I'm going to take you through the learner management system for us, which is called Moodle. That's the platform that you receive login details for as well. I'm also going to take you through the assessment and feedback process and how it's going to look like. I'll show you a sample assignment as well, so that you have a better understanding of how things look like. And at the end, I'm just going to ask you on your timings for scheduling of the live sessions. If you're not able to attend the live sessions, even that's absolutely fine, because all of the sessions are recorded and uploaded on Moodle, which is the LMS system I was talking about. If it's a Saturday and you're busy or you're just out, you could just watch it later at your own time, if that works. Just give me a second while I share my screen with you. Also, throughout the session, if you feel that I'm going through quick and you have any doubts, please feel free, happy. Just stop me whenever you want and I will answer your questions. Is that okay?
Yes.
Perfect. Just give me a second while I share my screen. Is it visible to you?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So this is just a student induction presentation. It's a quick presentation. I'm just going to run you through this and then take you through every other bits that I just mentioned. So this presentation just includes a quick introduction, and then I'm going to go through how the sessions are delivered, the assessment process. Also, when I'm going to take you through Moodle, I'm going to show you a sample assignment then. For now, in this presentation, I'm just going to quickly run you through it. There's progression and then there's Moodle. Also just going to run you through important contacts that you might require while you're learning with us. So as you're aware that the duration and delivery of the session is delivered through distance and online lectures, all of our lectures are going to be delivered in the same format that today's session is. You're going to get a Zoom link beforehand. So my colleague Jill, she is in charge of scheduling all of the sessions. So before the sessions are held, you would get a link of maybe 10 sessions down there with dates and timings. All you have to do is just click on the link and you can attend the sessions. Those are also recorded, so you can have a look at them later on if you have any doubts. And also the email addresses of your tutors are going to be provided to you. So just in case, you're not able to attend the session, but you're looking at a recording and you come across, a specific doubt or a question, you can just send them an email and they'll be happy to help you and they'll get back to you within the next 1 or 2 business days. So for the assessment and verification, all the assessments that you're going to do throughout your session is throughout your course, sorry, is internally assessed by the center first. So here at UK universities, we have assessors who go through your assignments. We also have an email address, which I'm going to share with you later on and is available on Moodle as well. It's the email address wherein once you're done with an assignment and you feel that, all right, I am not very confident to make the final submission, but I feel that I have done a lot. I just want, a second person to have a glance through it or get feedback on my assignment. So you can send us an email address. The email address is learnerwork@UKversity. What happens there is after it takes approximately 1 to 2 weeks for our assessors to get back to you. So before you make the final submission on the link, you can submit your assignment to us before. We will give you suggestions and you can also let us know your grade. So if you're looking at a pass, merit, or a distinction, so we'll give you feedback accordingly. So if you're looking at a distinction, our feedback would be much more detailed and we'll explain you every little information that you're missing. And you can essentially get a chance to make changes to your assignment again before you make the final submission. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. After that, it's also externally verified by the awarding body. So usually what happens is the awarding body asks for some of the sample assignments. So it might be externally verified by the awarding body as well. And your grade or your achievement is based on a specific learning outcomes. When I say learning outcomes, don't be confused what that is. When I take you through the Moodle platform, I'll also take you through an assignment brief and unit specification document, wherein I'll explain you what learning outcomes mean. Just remember the word learning outcomes for now, and I think that should be fine. I'm just quickly going through. So marking and feedback can take up to 2 weeks from the date of your submission. So as I mentioned, our assessors can take approximately 1 to 2 weeks to get back to you for the assignments that you need feedback on, or on your final submission as well. It should take approximately that long. And again, the decision, if you've fulfilled all the criteria, is based on the assessor. When we grade you, or when you get your final summative feedback, what essentially happens is you're also given these little comments in these boxes. I will show it to you how it looks like later on. So you are aware why are you given that specific grade. So there's obviously an explanation beside the grade that's given to you, so you know why were you given that grade.
Yeah.
And all of the feedback is provided in the overall achievement. So I'll show how that looks like as well. So you have a good idea on everything that you're going to receive. So some units might have just a pass or a fail, whereas some units might have pass, merit, distinction. In strategic management, most of the units have pass, merit, or distinction, but I'll run you through Moodle, and we'll check that together again. But all of the criteria is specified in the assessment criteria. So it's a sheet which says, this is your assignment. If you complete this sections in your assignment, this is the grade that you'll receive. It's like a little table. I'll show it to you later on, so it'll make sense to you. And again, as I mentioned, you can let us know what grade you're looking at, and that's how we'll give you feedback, so that at the end, when you make your final submission, you are sure that that's the grade that you are, looking to get, and that's the grade that you will essentially end up getting in the end. Essentially, once you complete your entire course, what we want is you have all of the skills and capabilities to progress into employment within that specific sector, if that's what you're looking at. Or if you're looking at getting a master's degree or a top-up degree, there are a few of them available at UK Versity as well. You can have a look at that. So that's our end goal, essentially, to make sure that you complete your course at the pace that you want. So that's why my course coordinator, his name is Aman, he will keep in touch with you as well. So after every 1.5 months, he's going to keep in touch with you on asking you the progress of your course, because it's a self-learning session. It's up to you that, if you want to complete the course in 2 months, you can also do that if you're pushing and you're completing assignments on time and making sure everything's done. So it's absolutely based on you, how fast and how quickly you're able to do everything, because most of our sessions are recorded as well. So you might have a few recordings available. Unless the sessions are going to be held through and you want to attend each session, that's when you can take it slowly and take it on your own pace, even that works. So normally each unit is completed in approximately a month, or approx 4 to 6 weeks. So we have approximately 1 to 2 sessions per week, and each session is an hour-long session. Exactly the same setup via Zoom. It would be recorded as well, as I mentioned before. You will also be added to a WhatsApp group. So that group essentially would have other students, your tutors, and also before your sessions, you'll get a little reminder message saying that, you have a session on this date. Make sure you're going to join the session. Our sessions are held on the weekends as well. So probably on a Friday evening, you'll get a message that these are the 2 sessions that you have on Saturday and Sunday. Just an example. You should be able to access Moodle. I'm going to run you through Moodle and explain you in detail how to use it, because it's better for you to understand all the aspects of it, so that in the future, if you're looking at any information, you can find it easily on Moodle. And if you're familiar with Zoom already, you attended today's session, you did not have any issue. Otherwise, learners usually don't connect to the audio, but you did it perfectly well. So about Moodle, essentially it has all of the learning material from, ebooks to assignments, handouts. Are you aware what Harvard referencing is?
Yes.
Perfect. So makes things easier. If you're not sure exactly and you want more information on Harvard referencing, even that's available on Moodle. I will run you through in detail properly. So for now, this is just an overall explaining you what it has and what it looks like. These are some of the important contacts. Don't worry, you will be receiving the recording as well, and most of them will contact you themselves. So, for example, I was mentioning Jill. She's in charge of scheduling. She will send you an email telling you when your sessions are in advance. My course coordinator, his name is Amandeep, so he'll be in touch with you asking the progress of your course. If you have any other issues, we have the admin email address. My name is Arshi. So if you want to contact anyone at UK Versity, it's quite straightforward. Just put in the first name followed by at ukversity.co.uk. So if you know the first name, you can easily reach us through email. There are a few of these your tutors for your course, and the assignment can be submitted. I was mentioning that you can submit your assignment before to us, and you can do that multiple times. For example, you submitted once, you got feedback, you made changes, and you're like, you know what, I want to send it again to get better feedback. You can keep doing that back and forth till you make your final submission. So this is the learn or work email address that you can submit it on. There are a few phone numbers here as well. This one's the office phone number, and there's also the WhatsApp number over here. If you feel you need information, we also have our website, so I'll run you through that. So these numbers and this email address is also listed on the website in case you really can't find the recording or you can't find anything. At least you can go on Google and find the website and search us up. So this was it for the quick presentation. Do you have any questions for me at this point?
How much time do you need to sort of go through the feedback if I sent my work to learner?
Approximately 2 weeks. So
Good.
that's how quickly we get back to you. It can be quicker as well, depending on the workload and how many assignments that have been sent out to us. But we usually say that it'll take 2 weeks so that the learner expects that much time. So they keep that in mind before, they make their final submission. You know that if you just remove 2 weeks and then you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah? Is there anything else?
Yeah, no, that's it.
No problem. Now I'm just gonna open Moodle and take you through it. Give me a second and bear with me while I open that. So you would have already received the login details and the link to Moodle. Why is that link essentially important? Sorry, just give me a second. Why is that link essentially important is because that is the URL that you would require to log in through Moodle, because Moodle has many universities under it. So you're looking at UK Versity essentially. So I'd suggest if you can just, maybe bookmark it or save it somewhere so you don't need to find it every time. For me, I've just literally bookmarked it. So I just click a button and it takes me to the login page. Again, very straightforward. You can put in your login details. If you feel in the future that you've forgotten your password or you're not able to log in, you can select this forgotten username or password and it'll send you a link through your email and you can log in directly. And if you still can't get through, then we have an IT email address or an admin email address. Just send us an email and we'll help you through. If you want things quicker, just give me a call and I'll help you through with that as well. So once you log in inside, have you tried to log in inside your account yet?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So you would have seen that this is how the page looks like. There's a lot of information over here, but if you want to set up the Moodle system on your phone or your tablet or smartphone, if you don't always want to use your laptop or PC, and you want to learn on the go, you're in the train, you want to look through some modules, that's also possible. So there's a link of there. It's free. Both the app is free on both Play Store and App Store. It's just quite straightforward. The only thing that you'll require is the URL that was sent to you via email. Just gonna show that. Once you put in the URL, it'll take you to the login page and you put in your details and you'll find all of the information over there. You have every little unit specified with the presentations, the handouts, books, everything's available on the app. If it makes things easier, then you can find it through. Just gonna take you back again. If you want to reset your password, so there's an automated password that was provided to you already via email, but if you want to make changes to that, then there's a link on how to reset your password. So it'll explain you how, the steps on how you can do that. If you want to do that, that's absolutely up to you. Apart from that, I'm just going to show you if you want to make changes to your account in terms of, you want to add a picture or a description about yourself so that your tutors know better about you. Just go down your name, just a drop down arrow, and it says profile. I'm going in detail because it's just things that I just want to cover up with you so that you have, every information available if you want to make changes to anything. You can add a description, you can put in your picture, all of the details available over here. Is that okay?
Yes.
Perfect. Now I'm going to take you through your course. So if you scroll down on my courses and hover around, there would be a drop down. In my case, there are many courses available because I conduct inductions, but we're going to take you through your course quickly. So it's the extended diploma in strategic management. What essentially, sorry about that. So all of the information would be available over here. Did you have a chance to go through this, since you logged in inside Moodle?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So you saw that there is, the entire specific unit specification document. There's Harvard referencing available over here and a lot of other information. This is the email address I was talking about where you can submit your assignment if you want some feedback. So this is the learnerwork@ukversity.co.uk. This was the same email address mentioned in the presentation as well. I'm just going to quickly take you to one unit and explain you what I was talking about, the learning outcomes and the assessment criteria, which I mentioned in the presentation. So if you click on any unit, usually the first two documents of each unit state the unit specification and assignment brief. Apart from that, there are all of the information over here says, this is a book, an ebook. You have a few handouts available over here. Basically, handouts would be things that your tutor would have uploaded to make sure that they require that information for you to, go through that before your session or maybe after your session. I can see that there are recordings already available. So LO1 was the learning outcome number 1. So there's a recording available over here. And if you click on this, the presentation for the first learning outcome is also available. So, you can run through your presentation. If you want, you can look through your recording as well. The tutor has already conducted that. Apart from that, the unit specification and assignment brief, the two documents I was talking about, I'm just going to open them on different tabs simultaneously to explain you better. All right, perfect. So, yeah, this is the unit specification document. What this essentially has is it explains you in this specific unit what are the different learning outcomes. So we call learning outcomes as LO. It's LO 1, 2, 3 over here, for example. Sorry, it's LO3, 4. It's 4 different learning outcomes in this unit over here. What essentially this does is this will give you a skeleton to see what all your tutor is going to go through, and it will also explain the tutor that this is how they need to go through all of the information in that specific unit with you. So as you can see, learning outcomes, it says the 4 different ones listed down over here. Apart from that, it says assessment criteria in these boxes. So when you're closer to your assignment and you're going to approach your assignment, this is what you need to refer to. So this is the shorter or the condensed document of your assessment criteria, whereas the one that I opened on the different page is the detailed version of the same thing. So if you want to quickly glance on things that you need to cover for you to make sure that your assignment, you're covering every bit of it. For example, if you're looking at a distinction, all right? So in the first learning outcome, you would have to complete assessment criteria number 1.1, 1.2, and 1M1, 1D1. You cover all these 4 things. That's when you're looking at a distinction for that specific learning outcome. But obviously, your assignment would have 4 different learning outcomes. So you would have to cover every little bit listed down over here. Why is these little numbers and, these 3M1, why is it important? Because this will give the tutors as well as the assessors. So the tutors that are explaining you, your course, and the assessors who are going through your assignments, they look at these little details and numbers, and that's the feedback that you'll receive as well. So for example, if you're looking at a distinction and you haven't covered 1D1, so your feedback would essentially say that, 1D1 is lacking this part. For example, you have to evaluate the leadership and management knowledge. So that's what is lacking in your assignment. So if you could add that part, that's when you're looking at a distinction. Otherwise, you'll get a merit. Just an example. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, this is just to quickly glance through what all bits you're going to complete in this unit. But if you want to look at the detailed assignment brief, wherein how you need to approach the tasks of your assignment, what all, your word limit, what all you need to complete to get that specific grade, that's when you look at the assignment brief sheet, which I opened on the next sheet. So these little numbers that we saw in the previous document are listed down over here as well, like this. So it's learning outcome, assignment criteria. AC means assignment criteria. So it's 1.1, 2, and 3.1. So it says if you cover, for example, task number 1, these are the little bits that you're going to cover in your assignment. And that is for every little detail down there. So it'll give you an example. It'll give you the numbers on the merit task and distinction task as well. So M and D is merit and distinction, whereas this is just the basic bits that you would have to cover if you want to achieve a pass grade. And this will take you in detail on how you need to approach it and what all you can do, and with examples on how you need to approach your different tasks. Is that all right? But do you have any questions for me at this point?
No.
No problem. So when you're approaching your assignment, I would suggest that open these simultaneously so you know you're covering every bit of it, and these are the different tasks that you're going to go through for your assignment.
Yeah.
And this is for every little unit. So as you go through different units down there, there would be that information will be available for every unit. All right, this was it for the unit specification and assignment brief. Apart from that, you can see there are different recordings available over here, as well as the presentations. See, so now you understand LO1 means the learning outcome number 1, LO2 obviously learning outcome 2, and so forth and so on. The presentation is available over here. You have an entire recording, so you can go through the session yourself. For example, this is like 16-minute recording wherein they're quickly taking you through this presentation. But there are other bits and information available over here as well. So just go through the handouts and the information. All the Word documents would usually be directly downloaded into your system, whereas the PDFs can be opened on a different page. This was it about Moodle. You have an assignment discussion, recording as well, so that you know more about your assignment and how you need to approach it. There's a PDF available over here for that as well. So just go through all these bits. If you have any doubts, you can just send an email to your tutor. You can send an email to the admin email address, and they will be happy to help you out. I'm just going to quickly explain you one assignment and how it looks like, so you have a visual idea on how it's going to go through. And I'm just going to check if I went through every bit with you or not. All right, so I mentioned about formative feedback, wherein you can submit your assignment on the learner work email address, and you have a chance to make changes to your assignment. That was the first bit that basically means formative feedback, wherein there's a thing called summative feedback, which is basically you getting feedback on your final submission. So on Moodle, there would be a link that would pop up. I think you can see it over here. So there are a few things that are hidden from the students. So that's why the link would now be hidden from you. But when it's closer to your assignment date, that's when this would be available. You can see the assignment submission link over here. So when that link is available, you know that this is the last date for you to submit your assignment. You would obviously be given reminders by our student coordinator, so don't worry about that. But once you submit on that final link, it would take approximately 1 to 2 weeks for you to get your final submission, and that would be your summative feedback. When you give your summative feedback, there are essentially 4 things that you receive back. The first bit being obviously your annotated Word document. What I mean by annotated Word document is the Word document would have these little explanations from us that essentially is important because in your final grade sheet, this is what is put. And it says you met criteria 1.1, for example. So essentially, the numbers that were taken from that from the unit specification sheet that I showed you previously. And if you're missing something, it'll say that you missed or did not meet criteria, say 2.1, for example. So every little bits, it has this little explanations so that you understand why were you given this specific grade. So if you have any questions, you can go through this first and be like, all right, maybe this is why I got that grade. Yeah. Apart from that, just gonna take you back again. When you give your formative feedback, or essentially when you submit on the learner work email address for you to get a chance to make changes. So if the assessor comes back to you saying that, you need to make changes to this paragraph, yeah, what you can do is, what I would suggest is just highlight this in a color or a different, for example, just highlight it. I'm not able to do that now for some reason. Just highlight it in yellow and then submit it back to us if you want changes again, so that when the second time you make when you send it on email to us, what the assessors can do is they can just go through the highlighted bits quickly, so they don't have to go through the entire assignment again. So it'll save time on us as well as you, so you can get your feedback quicker. This is only when you're submitting the formative feedback to make changes. Just give me a second, sorry. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. Apart from that, when you made the final submission, obviously you receive this with little bits over here, which will be your assignment. And I'll show you how the front cover sheet looks like. So this is how the front cover sheet would essentially look like. Those little explanations in your assignment would be evidence that will show you why you received that specific grade. So this is what I was talking about. So if you have a question or a discrepancy in, why you received this grade, you will have an explanation on why you received that over here, which will be in the Word document as well. Apart from that, it will say that you went through all of the learning outcomes and, the merit parts as well as the distinction part. If you're looking at getting a merit or a distinction, it will say if you achieve that or not. So if you're confused what these little bits mean, NY and all, just scroll down and you have a guide, which what does it mean? So NYA means not yet achieved, whereas A means attempted and NA means not attempted. So this is how it will look like, and it'll say if you got a pass, merit, or distinction for that specific unit. And obviously your name and your course and every other detail. Apart from this, you will also receive a plagiarism report. So at UK Versity, plagiarism is less than 20%. That's what's accepted. We have a plagiarism scanner called Turnitin. It's called Plate Scan by Turnitin, essentially, that we run your assignment through. So that's why I asked you if you're aware of Harvard referencing correctly or not. And if you're not aware of Harvard referencing correctly, there are resources available on Moodle. So you can run through them and you can get a better understanding on how you need to approach and complete your assignments. Essentially, the plagiarism report, all of the plagiarized bits would be highlighted in red. You will get an explanation on where there was more plagiarism and a percentage. In this learner's case, it's 2.1. It obviously would vary depending on, how you complete your work. And the last bit is a declaration form. So along with your assignment, when you're making the final submission on the link, you need to submit a declaration form. Again, the link of the declaration form would be available to you. And, my course coordinator will stay in touch with you on that as well. You just need to fill this form essentially saying that this was your own work, you haven't copied any student's work, it's your original work essentially. And that's what you'll receive back again saying that, all right, that was your original work because there was less plagiarism. So these are the 4 things that you'll receive when you make your final summative feedback. That was essentially it from me. I don't have any other bits to go through unless you have any questions for me.
Yes, in terms of the modules, the actual modules that I'm going to learn, there are in total 8 modules, if I'm correct.
Just give me a second. Let me open your. So in the specification document, your models would have been listed down as well. I am just looking and checking for you. Essentially, it should be 6 or 8. So if you're saying 8, then I'm guessing that's correct. Just give me a second while I check for you. Just bear with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can see 7 on Moodle, but let me do one thing. Let me recheck that for you and send you an email. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I've got here on the ATHE level 7 documents that there are so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 core units, and then
Okay.
3 additional optional ones.
Okay.
I haven't yet decided which optional ones I'll do. However, I've already got the modules for the level 7 on Moodle. I can see them.
Yeah. So are there 7 modules already that you can see on Moodle?
Yeah, I can see 7 modules.
Perfect.
However, I haven't decided which optional ones I'm going to make, but it's
Okay.
already there. So I'm not sure if it's still going to change or if it's
All right. So for that, what I'll do is I'll ask my student coordinator to get in touch with you. What they'll do is they'll guide you through and help you out essentially because they are aware of your course much in detail compared to what I'll be aware. So I will make a note of that you have yet to choose your modules. And I'll ask them to get in touch with you. Is that going to be all right?
yeah, that's fine.
Perfect. We'll do that. Was there anything else apart from that you had for me?
No, I think that's all. Everything really.
I know
Made
there
it.
was a lot of information that I put across. I hope that, most of it made sense. And if not, please feel free to just send me an email and I can run you through with, things that you think that you need help with again.
Thank you very much. No, it's quite easy to navigate actually. I'm used to Moodle and the, um, correction system, all that, so it should be fine.
Makes sense. Some of the learners just have, a tough time and they struggle a lot. That's why I go through every little detail in like bits from, how you make changes to your profile as well. So that, if they have any doubts, they have all the information beforehand. But yeah, thank you so much for your time today. I hope I was helpful and I
Um,
went through information. I will ask my student coordinator to get in touch with you as well. You will receive a recording link for this session because I recorded this session, probably at the end of the day from me. So, you can go through it if you need any doubts. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you
Thank you
for
for your time. Have a really nice day. Take care. Bye.